Okay, this video is Hope, and she's linked up with Mackenzie again, and we'll just kind of take this thing through. There's some real common things um, with young hitters as they come up, and I probably said that about 5 times on the previous videos. But when you're talking about team hitting, that's something that's actually pretty good because we can set up a series of drills that everybody can be involved with and be able to make like really good progress, and not only make progress, but once you make the progress, be able to maintain it. Some of the things that these hitters are like hearing about now, they'll benefit them now. They'll benefit them in high school. It'll benefit them when they look to get recruited and marketed for college. And these are just it's really beneficial. This whole video analysis, I can't talk it up enough, to be honest with you. So, but let's go to Hope real quick, and we see some of the same things. First of all, we don't find any hitters. Well, I know it kind of gets repetitive if you've watched the other videos and stuff like that, but anybody who starts with their hands up that high, and this is, one more time, this is how we kind of gauge it. We take the front forearm and how parallel is it to the shoulders, and we can see that Hope keeps her hands up there pretty high. But so does Mackenzie as she goes to go launch this thing through. This is not exactly parallel. And so as we take this thing through, we're able to see that as Mackenzie does load this up and begin to turn it through, she's able to get this pretty parallel from elbow to knob, shoulder to shoulder. And that's just the kind of things that, basically this is what we're looking for. Right as Mackenzie does get on her front foot, that's the kind of setup that we're looking to have happen. And we'd also like to see Hope be able to do that. Instead of landing on the front foot, on the front toe, instead of getting into toe touch on the front side and then having to, oops, sorry about that, let's back this thing up, and then having to vertically dump the barrel. This is what we mean by vertical dump. Vertical dump. This is basically dump that occurs before hip rotation. Dump that occurs before hip rotation. Be able to absolutely get rid of that. So once she does get to toe touch, once she is stabilized on the front side, she can just simply begin to turn through in a direction that takes her straight into the ball without a downward momentum that's already been created from the dumping of the barrel and the bat. So as we take this through, we see the barrel get flat. We see this is, and we've seen this on some other hitters. This is the body's ability. This is what the body does when the bat gets so flat. We see the tricep, if you can think about the back of the back arm linking up against the trunk of the body. And I mean physically linking up against the trunk of the body. So what we'll see Hope do is take this gap and just crush the front arm. She doesn't crush it. Place the front arm up against the trunk of the body. Once it's placed up against the trunk of the body and the body's able to link to the barrel itself, this is the body's means of now beginning to link the bat to the body and turning it through. And it's just a real inefficient means of doing that. It doesn't work at the higher levels. You won't see it at the higher levels. And I spoke to Hope about this. Hope is like a true little champion. She's a gutsy little kid. She has great attitude. Took all the instruction right in stride. One of the other things that I've talked about in the past is what do great hitters do as they stride through? What are they doing as they're striding through and getting to toe touch? Well, great hitters load. Great hitters move the mass of the body along with the step. They load into toe plant, loading into toe plant. So better being able to move the body, which she does actually pretty good. Move the body into toe plant. And so that's pretty good, but we don't want to see the unloading of the bat into toe plant. She does pretty good job of moving the mass of her body out into toe plant so that once she does get out here, and yes, we need to move this foot from here there, which is going to better facilitate the turning of the body through. So we don't want this turn backwards while the middle's trying to turn itself through. What we get is we get both heels on the ground here and a tough time getting that back heel up. You see how many frames it takes to get the back heel up. You can see how many frames behind. This is linked up here. This is linked up, and take a look at the back foot here and take a look at the back foot here. And is some of it caused by the back foot being turned in like this direction too much? Yeah, it is. So it's a pretty easy fix. Hope is, like I said, a little trooper, and she was a real pleasure to work with. She knows she's got some things to work on, and I look forward to seeing her again. And going over the drills that are going to help her out, getting more simple with the swing as we go through, cutting down on movement so that she can be more efficient at the higher levels of the game. So thank you very much.